Hello, all my merrymakers. I am Becca, and welcome to a book look at the Muppets official crochet amigurumi book by Drew Hill. Quick shout out to all of you who have been coming back to my videos and liking and commenting. Very much appreciating it. I am not affiliated with Mr. Drew. I'm assuming Mr., but I could be wrong. I just really like the Muppets. I grew up on the Muppets. So when this came out, I had to get myself a copy. I got mine off of Amazon. Again, not affiliated or associated with them. But I know that is at least one place where you can get it. Now, it does say on the back here that it is $30. I can guarantee you, even without having made any of these yet, that it is well worth your money. Because the thing about patterns is somebody has already gone and figured out what basically you need to do to create this thing that you want to make. In this case, the Muppets. Now, this does not have all the Muppets. It's very close. It is missing Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, except for Animal. Those are the only ones that I was just like, what? No Janet? No. I can't remember all. No Dr. Teeth. I know I'm one of those people that's like, if you're gonna give me almost all of them, that's like saying you owe me $20 and giving me 18. But anyway, let's take a look. I have already looked through this on my own. One of the things I do like is all the pictures. There are some great pictures in here on what these wonderful things look like. And the first thing we're going to do in this book look, now obviously I can't show any patterns, but I will show some of the pictures. But one of the things I will go through is this list right here of all the amigurumi. So you've got Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Animal, Dr. Benson Honeydew and Beaker, the Great Gonzo and his chicken Camilla, Ralph the Dog, Scooter, Sam Eagle, Pepe the King Prawn, Rizzo the Rat, Mananana, and the Snoth, woo, didn't mean to bump you, sorry, plus the Swedish Chef. So like I said, almost every single one of the Muppets. And from what I've seen, a lot of what is included in here as far as what materials to be used, they're very easily acquired. So I really liked that. But here is a grand page of all of them. Now, so for example, Kermit, so for 90 to 95% of the yarn, it either asks for a worsted weight yarn like Big Twist or Red Heart, and it actually specifies which color they used. But again, like any book that you get, as long as you adjust for gauge, you should be fine. Now, the only there is one thing I don't like is it doesn't tell you how much of each color you need. Because, for example, it will give you a brief description of the yarn, like big twist value, 100% acrylic, 380 yards, or 345 meters. And then it's like, here are the colors you need: light green, varsity red, white, and black. But even for the green, which is not a whole lot of his body, it can't be that much, because his finished height is only 8 inches. If you get the gauge that they talk about. So 8 inches is, you know, shorter than my arm, and maybe a little bit bigger than my hand. So, I mean, it does call for a size F or 5 or 3.75 millimeter hook. So, let's see, does it talk about gauge? Oh, yes. So gauge is not critical. It says, which, you know, again, if you don't use the exact yarn he talks about, you're going to get a different size garment. It does have special stitches. There are QR codes that you can scan. That's for tips, step-by-step pictures, and videos. So again, even though this is quite expensive, it's well worth it. Now, for me, what I'm probably going to do is double up on a lot of these. As far as when I go to buy the yarn, like, you all know I'm going to do a mock-up of Miss Piggy in a different yarn. That's just to, you know, work through one of the patterns and see how it reads and figure out what exactly I like. Because, you know, you don't know really how a pattern is going to go until you get into the weeds and the rushes. But like, say, when I do this all for real, like, I'm probably gonna have leftover yellow yarn for sure from Miss Piggy. So I might keep that yellow yarn, even though it says pale yellow. I might use that yarn again for a different Muppet, like animal. Because one of the colors it calls for in his mane is yellow. There's Fozzie. And again, for the most part, it's either Red Heart Super Saver or Big Twist. Now the big, where that changes is Banana. So, interestingly enough, I feel like I can say this without giving too much away. His hair is actually yarn, like not eyelash yarn, but yarn that has been kind of like when you do a latch hook kit. That's how you attach it to his body. Again, I'm not sure that I'm a fan of that. But we'll see. Again, it's all about what works. But for his body, it does say that it calls for Premier Eyelash Yarn in Spicy Lime. Same for the snouts. You know, yeah, all of it is worsted weight except for the pink part of their the pink eyelash yarn that's for their bodies. Small interruption there, sorry. I can't remember what I was saying. But it says, chunky weight, number 5 yarn shown in Premier Eyelash of Pop Pink. Now, here is my second, problem. Nobody's gonna make, anybody who likes Muppets as much as I do, which if you're gonna buy this book, you like as Muppets almost as much as I do, or possibly more. You gotta make 2. They come in 2s. So I don't know. And the picture shows 2. And of course you can follow the same instructions of making 1 to make 2. What I would like to know is if, again, it says 196 meters per a 3-ounce skein. Now, that sounds like a lot. And maybe that is enough for 2 snouts. Snouts? Snouts. That's what snouts. Because their thing is like a snout. Snout. I went off on a tangent and now I can't remember where I was. But for example, okay, their eyes are cornflower blue. Sam the Eagle also calls for cornflower blue. Now, obviously, he requires a whole lot more cornflower blue than the snouts. But you can see what I mean by once I buy a color and I'm going to be much more fastidious, I believe is the word, about keeping my yarn associated with its wrapper, bandage. That is not the word I want to use. It's dress, it's band. I think it's called a band. Anyway, so, yeah, if you've made amigurumi before, if you haven't made amigurumi before, maybe not start out with one of these, because there is a lot of sewing involved. Again, just glancing through this, again, without giving anything away, animals' teeth are made individually. So, you got to sew or hot glue that stuff. I'm very glad that I bought this book. I'm really hoping he comes up with more, like Dr. Teeth, Electric Mayhem, maybe even Sweetums. I'm just saying. Could easily make a volume 2 for us fanatics. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button down below, especially if you are a subscriber and wish for not the evil YouTube overlords to take you off my channel. Feel free to comment down below. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing. I've been doing more videos lately. I don't know if I'm going to keep that rolling or not. I just feel like I've got a lot to share right now, but it's usually yarn-ish related in some way, shape, or form. So if that's your deal, come on aboard. If you really want to help this channel grow, share this video with everyone you know. And in the meantime, make what makes you merry. Ciao.